Stupid dream catcher. No, I mean, hello and welcome to Was It Worth Buying? Right, okay, so I apologise in advance. I'm not being lazy. I'm not talking about just having my sweatpants on. I'm talking about the light. I'm talking about the camera. This is the backup camera because I need to take some footage off this camera anyway. So, and I'm killing some time because I'm waiting on a podcast mastering. Okay, so this has been on the cards for a while. Reanimator. Right, so because this is a nip and tuck video for me, check out Lonely Tree. Go back through the archives. There's fucking tons of videos. You know what I mean? Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton have both appeared on Lonely Tree Entertainment before in the past. Check out the HorrorCon videos. Jeffrey Combs was awesome to meet in real life. Frighteners is what I got signed by him because I've got a love for Frighteners because I was in New Zealand in '96 when the film was coming out and it was massive hype. And Frighteners is fucking amazing. And Frighteners looks like it's headed towards Arrow as well. But when you want to talk about Reanimator, when I used to do the tributes, not saying I'm not doing them, I haven't done one for a while, the tribute videos, Reanimator was going to be on the cards, and we were researching and developing ideas how I could actually physically cut Ned's head off with a shovel and have Ned walk around. And it was something that we overthought, and because we overthought it, we never got round to filming it. And obviously the X, as we'll just call her, Annie the X, was the massive Reanimator fan. And a lot of the stuff that we got while we were together, she kept. So stuff like the vinyl. The vinyl is ridiculous. You're talking about it was the green and white one, or it might just be the white though, because the music's meant about Reanimator. To say, I never. She's got that. It's fucking ridiculous. £80 I think the other night was like. I was like, fucking hell. Bride of Reanimator is on Z to the eye for now. But tracking down a lot of the stuff. If you look, had all 3 big box originals. We had laser discs. All different versions. Is it called Reanimator 2 or Bride of the Reanimator? And you know, yada yada yada. Jeffrey Combs has been in a few other things, Reanimated of the Dead or whatever. But this is Was It Worth Buying? The Reanimator Trilogy. So it's been on the cards for a remake for a while. I don't think it does need remaking. It's one of those ones like Phantasm. Phantasm? Huh. It's one of these cult films like Tremors where, you know, leave it a couple of years, come back and revisit it. Now, Reanimator. The thing is about it, let's look at the first one, which I believe is Second Sight. So you got Second Sight and 2 on Arrow. Now this is the problem. Second Sight brought this out. This one's been out a while. It looks absolutely lush in a black box, Blu-ray, and as you open it up, it's a double edition. It's got the bonus features and integral version and the unrated version. I watched the unrated version the other night. For a mid-80s movie, it's awesome. Obviously, that's more the iconic. I'm actually going to... So I used to have that on a canvas print, very much like me up there. Thanks very much, Leon, if you can see me there. So I'm going to flip these around because obviously they've been that way for a while. So you get flip cover, you got artwork. Obviously that was more the new commission style artwork. It's pretty cool. Reanimator's got loads of different ones. And always a bugger to search because you've got to remember about the dash. Death is only the beginning. And the fucking head. I mean, that head scene. Jesus Christ. This is quite packed. Obviously Stuart Gordon sits down for an audio commentary, which is awesome. He doesn't do it on stuff like Space Truckers and stuff, which was a disappointment. And he has recently passed away. So recently, it was last year or something, wasn't it? So you get a documentary on here, you get interviews, you get extended scenes, your audio commentary with Brian Usner and actors Jeffrey Combs, Robert Simpson, Barbara Crampton and Bruce Abbott. And then you get 2 different versions. The integral one is exclusive to Blu-ray. So Second Sight do delve, but they didn't really put like a special edition out, stuff like they did with Extra. And then some more of the recent ones, like The Strangers, where they've been giving them really beefed up box sets and stuff like that. And Reanimator really, I mean, there's a massive cult thing about Reanimator. You just have to check out HorrorCons and stuff like that, where, especially the HorrorCon where Jeffrey Combs was at, because there was Reanimator all kinds of places, artwork, advertising. The idea, you know, I mean, I made a video a few years back called Cat Dead Details Later, and everyone was like, fucking hell, Milo died. And I was like, no, like, it's a Reanimator reference. And obviously, if you watch that video, I was dodging traffic to pick up a cat that had been perfectly just knocked over. So it was like, if a cat was lying down, tail to nose, picked it up, put it aside of the road, I thought someone would claim it. 3 days later, no one had still claimed this cat. So I took it upon myself to get out, pick the cat up, bring it home and actually bury it. You know what I mean? I was just like, well, it was there. I mean, I didn't put a signpost going, yeah, cat dead. I mean, because I didn't kill the cat. I just, you know, people are running before it got completely squished. So yeah, check that video out. You'll see cat dead details later. But the first movie, I mean, for the time it was made, the low budget ways of it, the great innovation. It's creepy. The music's mint. It's visually stunning. The intros, with all like the diagnostics and diagrams of the human body and the way the music going on. Yes, it does get, you know, a lot of. Did it get a copyright, or did it get some kind of? Did you borrow a little bit too much from Psycho and stuff like that? But it's a great score. Comes all the way out. Herbert West's fucking little anthem. But yeah, it's completely mental. You know, it's like. Very early on, I think Jeffrey Combs is mint. I mean, he's outstanding in Frighteners, and you know he is like went on to do quite a lot of stuff. He's part of the Star Trek, but Second Sight brought that out and it sat there for a while. And as I say, check out the channel, check out stuff like Retro VHS Reanimator are on there. There's all kinds of stuff, and again with tributes, it would look at the artwork and go look at the big box to the little box to that to beyond. You know what I mean? So anyway, Arrow would come along and release Bride Reanimator. So you're going to get 2 out of 3. Beyond Reanimator had been gone for a while. Originally released as Reanimator 2 on big box VHS, and just Jeffrey Combs will be Syringe. Ned's wife, Tracy, also known as Ted, had actually got me syringes and stuff, and we had glow sticks ready. So you know what I mean? Like the ideas were there, we just fucking delayed it too much. Obviously Arrow comes out and they bring out their own artwork. This one's packed. This one's directed by Brian Usner. It's got audio comedy, unrated version, a director's approval, high definition, and like I mean, Arrow. To be honest with you, Arrow is Arrow has dropped a few bombs the last couple of years with Russian discs and manufacturing. The flip cover, you know, is sort of like Jeffrey Combs looking down here on an operating table, and it's like her point of view looking up beyond the death. I'm flipping these all around. I don't necessarily keep these together because I try to keep my Arrow ones together. So that is one thing I'll talk about in a bit. This is a 15. Get a booklet inside that. Obviously the head returns and instead creepy. They just seem to have a little bit more budget and money. Obviously Herbert West is clearly dead at the end of the first one, dragged into the void. H.P. Lovecraft as well. But yeah, that looks more of an Arrow title, unlike the other one. But again, normally Arrow honour their original artwork. I know someone will go, that is the original artwork. I'm talking about the VHS and Reanimator 2. So it's Bride Reanimator. As I say, it's a lot easier to read actually on the back of the box there. I watched this and I thought, you know what, they've had a bit more money and Usner's took over from Stewart, and the story continues. This, you know what I mean, this dead creepy. The heads, and it's just like, how can the same shit happen again? And it fucking gets creepier and creepier. But again, it flips on the Arrow, so have 2. But then recently we've had the release of Beyond Reanimator, and this is new. It's got the brand new 18 rating on there. Bitchin' ass artwork. That's the nicest artwork out of that. That's totally like new, really good commission stuff. Obviously, who had died by this point? Is it Bruce Abbott? I don't think it is Bruce Abbott. David Gale. Obviously he passed away and wasn't able to reprise his role. I enjoy this one. I watched this the other night. I've been watching these over the last couple of weeks, and I enjoyed this one. I think this one, again, it looked quite grainy, especially for Arrow. I was a bit, just come out with a nice little art book there. I think the effects are really good on it. It's all set in a prison, you know what I mean. The booklet's been totally done out. Herbert West's at it again. As I say, there's some striking stuff. There's a lot of actors in it. The bit with the rat's really good. The head's in the bag and stuff like that. I mean, this was one I really enjoyed. I thought it was, you know what, it says they've took some time and effort on that. Again, it's Usner's come back there. They came. And I was glad I bought this when it was, because I bought this in the Arrow sale. And it boomed up to like $14.99. So come here, little bastard. That is pretty much the original. I've had a video shop poster of that. And you normally quite, I think if I remember right, you see the big box of that has actually have a blue box. As I say, Jeffrey Combs, Jason Barry. Fantastic Factory. Again, for the third one, I would say the third one's definitely better than the second one. I am going to keep it that way because I think that's the nicest artwork. So, now, one of the main reasons was it worth buying, will there ever be a box set available? And I don't know, I mean, Arrow's got two, but if you look at Children of the Corn originally came out as part of the Red Slimline Slasher collection on 88 Films. Now Arrow is finally bringing out a box set in the UK. I think it's just the first three, isn't it? So, it's not unknown for Arrow not to acquire the rights and reissue a box set. I always said with Arrow, they should have done RoboCop 2 and not the first one. The first one had been out, I think, twice already. They'd already, like, they brought it out as a trilogy, then they brought it out, then they brought the Steelbook out, then they brought this another version out, and they just oversaturated. They really went hard with RoboCop. You know, like the Steelbook wasn't very limited, the Bug Box wasn't very limited. Not like Waterworld, where Waterworld was just like fucking gold dust. So again, the other side, it's like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Do you know what I mean? So it's not unusual for Arrow to come back and go, we'll take this off your hands, we'll take it back. But Second Sight. So obviously, when my cousin making Dog Soldiers is being up and down for the last year. Is it coming out? Is it not coming out? What's the artwork look like? How's it going? And stuff like that. And he's like, I don't have a fucking clue. Do you know what I mean? And Second Sight have brought some pretty cool stuff out, but it's very limited. What was it? Lake Mondos came out. And a few people came in asking for that. Vengeance, obviously Vengeance got like this massive like recycle came out. Walkabout. So they really do put the effort in. But will they let go of Reanimator? I don't know, maybe it's the time's elapsed, but it was just weird for Arrow to finally get beyond Reanimator. I mean, there's enough love for like them to get the third one. You know what I mean? Because someone could have just dissed that out. I don't think Reanimator, Beyond Reanimator was rare to get a hold of on Blu-ray. Not maybe it's in the UK, but obviously in Germany and stuff like that. But would they bring out a box set? Like that, it's cool. Like, but again, as a collector, I say that there's a fucking poster and there's VHS next to us, but or Warner Brothers stuff. I like to keep the odd things in collection, and especially with Arrow. I do think I have pulled away from Arrow the last couple of years because I don't think they're just throwing everything out there, and like 88 Films seems to be more in my domain at the moment. They seem to be tweaking around, and I keep pestering the fuck out of them to bring out Prey of the Roller Boys. But stuff like bringing out I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then like, do you really want the third one? Well, fucking have it anyway. Like Anaconda, like is there any point of putting 3 and 4 on Blu-ray? No, but they still bring it out and go, there you go, there's a collection for you. So as it said, they won't sit in any kind of order. If you want to be alphabetical, Beyond's going to become Beyond's first and actually go backwards. Jeffrey Combs is awesome. As I say, if you're a fan of Reanimate and you've just watched this video, make sure you just have a look down the channel. There's all kinds of stuff, including Jeffrey as well. Jeffrey? But yeah, I'll see you in the outtakes.
Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling?
I'm just thinking how I want these filed. Because it's Reanimator and 1, 2, 3. See, that's the thing. It's like my friend Casper. I just spoke to Casper before. And he's just got his One Crazy Summer on Blu-ray. And he's like, oh, you coming over to pick it up? And I'm like, nah, not today. I mean, I'll see you on Monday back at work. But when you go to Casper's house, and again, check out the channel, probably check out like the HMV big box VHS collections they brought out and stuff like that. When you see Casper's room, and it's a marvel, but the Casper's like a military. There's a part of me going, why did Casper never go in the fucking army? He puts his stuff in supplier order, so you'll have like, for example, I mean, that's probably rubbed off me with Casper, but I think that, I mean, it starts to look cool. But you'll have all idiots together, you'll have Arrow together, but on a main A to Z where you would have a normal A to Z, which I'm looking at under the camera, it would be under supplier, so you'd have, I don't know, 20th Century Fox isn't. He's just going to have a Disney A to Z soon, but they're all in alphabetical, not alphabetical order. But I think it's like Die Hard 1, 2, but then Die Hard 3's over here because it's Bena Vista. And then you have it over there, then he has it over there, then it's weird as Casper that would just do his head in. But that, if Casper was collecting these, I don't see Casper owning this, it's not his cup of tea. But they wouldn't live together. They would be like, them two would be very close on the shelf, and this one would be over here. It'd be like, what's that? Or second sight. But yeah, oh, there's a mid film sliver. See, if you were looking down and go, right, what could Arrow release? And this is just to fill out the outtake, right? Surf Ninjas, probably not. Actually, that's really cool, actually, look at that. Never ending story. It's what I've missed from that collection. There you go. See, I was meant to look up there, wasn't I? Now I've got a gap. But yeah, I need to sort that out. Sliver, that's a really cool one. Die Out with a Vengeance is actually there. Another film got lost, never seen the light of day on VHS. Blood and Wine. Jack Nicholson, man. I mean, Jack Nicholson and Stephen Dorff. Totally worth bringing out. I'd fucking love it. It'll never happen. I would love Arrow to do Bad Boys. That'd be mint. But it's not going to happen. How many times has Bad Boys been released? Friday needs released on Blu-ray. I mean, I know it has, but it's been, you know, very mustached off. But, you know, warrant. Bigfoot and the Hendersons is out. As I say, that's what that VHS ended up if you watch that video. Scream's an interesting one. Again, I talked about that on Scream. Why the fuck they released a new box set and it's Slimline and it's Scream 1 to 3 and still not put the fourth one in when they're all owned by Miramax? It's fucking baffling. Princess Bride's been released. The game came out now. I've never physically seen the game yet like that. I've seen the big box because one of the regular customers had ordered it. Excess baggage. Yeah. Above the rim. Stargate. That's a definite. Like Stargate, I have it on Blu-ray. It's been a long time discontinued. I think that's a bitchin' one. Not for Arrow. I don't know who. I would say Second Sight would have a good crack at that if they wanted to do that. But yeah, Super Mario Brothers. That's got Second Sight written all over it. I know it's had a very limited release. Right, while I'm here, Hellraiser, Arrow, Goodman. Hiya. The Jackal. I fucking love the Jackal. Bulletproof. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much. I would love. Hang on with it. On my knees. Right. If you want to know why I'm in pain, make sure you check out my loft or the attic video, whichever way it's going to be called when it comes out. I absolutely knocked myself the other night in the attic. Oh, right. So this has been Was It Worth Buying Reanimator. Personally, going back to them very quickly. All three are still available. Worth picking up on the ZDI when they have a sale on Arrow when they're quite cheap. That's quite good. That normally rocks about $14.99, between 10 and that. It's quite hard to get a hold of. It's bitching in the black cover, but they are totally worth owning. Packed, all of them packed with commentaries, origin stories, the whole whack and kabang, and that's the kind of shit you need with a Blu-ray. Thanks very much for watching this. Goodbye for now.